Listen up, because what I'm about to tell you is going to completely change how you see yourself. Right now, you're probably walking around thinking you're just average, maybe even below average. You look in the mirror and focus on all the things you don't like. You compare yourself to models and actors and influencers and think you don't measure up. You've convinced yourself that you're not attractive, and you've built your entire self-image around that belief. But here's the truth that nobody's telling you. You're way hotter than you think you are, and everyone around you can see it except you. You're missing the signals. You're dismissing the evidence. You're so stuck in your own insecurities that you're completely blind to the fact that people find you genuinely attractive. Not just okay or decent, actually hot. Now here's why you need to stick with me through all five signs. Most people will watch the first couple, think, maybe that happened once, and then click away, and they'll miss signs 4 and 5. And sign 5? That's the one that's going to blow your mind. That's the sign that proves you're not just attractive. You're the kind of attractive that makes people nervous. So make a deal with me right now. Stay until the end, because if even 3 of these signs are happening to you, I guarantee you're significantly more attractive than you've been giving yourself credit for. Let's get into it. Sign 1. People do double takes when they see you and you think they're looking at something else. Picture this. You're walking down the street, through a mall, into a room, wherever, and you notice something. People look at you, then they look again. That second glance. The double take. Maybe they look away quickly after. Maybe they hold the look for a moment, but they definitely looked twice. You probably think they're looking at something behind you, or that you have something on your clothes, or that there's something wrong with how you look. Wrong. Completely wrong. Here's what's really happening. They found you attractive enough that their brain told them to look again. The first glance caught their attention. The second glance was them confirming what they saw and appreciating it. That's the double take, and it happens when someone sees something or someone they find genuinely attractive. Here's the psychology. Our brains are wired to notice attractive things. When we see something that registers as attractive, we instinctively look again to take in more detail. The double take isn't conscious. It's an automatic response to visual appeal. And when people are doing this to you, it means your appearance is triggering that attraction response. Think about the frequency. How often does this happen? Is it just one random person, or do you notice this pattern regularly from different people in different contexts? Pay attention to who's doing it. Is it just one gender or both? If people of various types are giving you double takes, that's a strong indicator that your attractiveness is broad-based and undeniable. Notice the context. Does this happen when you're dressed up? Does it happen even when you're in casual clothes just going about your day? If you're getting double takes even in everyday situations, that means your natural appearance is what's attractive, not just your styling. Watch for what happens after the double take. Do people smile slightly? Do they look away, seeming flustered? Do they try to initiate conversation or make eye contact? These follow-up behaviors confirm that the double take was based on attraction. Compare how people respond to you versus how they respond to others around you. If you notice people doing double takes at you more than at others, that difference is significant. Think about how you respond to double takes yourself. You do them too, right? But only when you see someone you find attractive. That's exactly what's happening when people do them to you. Here's what most people miss. They notice the second look but immediately dismiss it. They assume it's negative or that it's not about them. But the double take is one of the most reliable signs that someone finds you physically attractive. If people are regularly doing double takes when they see you, if you're catching people looking at you twice, especially from different types of people in different situations, you're hot. Your appearance is striking enough that people's brains are telling them to look again. That's not happening to average-looking people, but that's just sign 1. Stick with me, because sign 2 is about how people behave around you, and it reveals something you've probably been missing. Sign 2. People get nervous or act differently around you, and you think you're intimidating in a bad way. You're interacting with people and you notice something. Some people seem nervous around you. They stumble over their words. They fidget. They seem to try extra hard to impress you or to seem cool. They laugh a little too hard at things you say. They're more careful about their appearance when they know they're going to see you. Their energy just seems different, more charged, more anxious. You probably think you're intimidating in a negative way, that people are uncomfortable around you, that maybe there's something off-putting about you. But here's what's really happening. People are nervous because they find you attractive. Your physical appearance is affecting them. They want to make a good impression on you. They're self-conscious about how they're coming across because they care what you think. And they care what you think because you're hot. Here's the psychology. When we're around people we find physically attractive, our body and brain respond automatically. We become more self-aware. We monitor our behavior more carefully. We want to be seen in a positive light. This manifests as nervous energy, extra effort, or slightly awkward behavior. It's not discomfort with you, it's the discomfort of wanting to be impressive to someone attractive. Think about who acts this way around you. Is it people who might be attracted to your gender? Is it across multiple contexts and situations? The pattern reveals that it's about you specifically, not about the situations. Pay attention to the specific behaviors. Are people fixing their appearance when you show up? Are they making more effort in conversations with you than with others? Are they seeking your approval or validation more than they seek it from others? Notice if people seem disappointed when you give them limited attention, or pleased when you give them more. If your attention affects people's mood, it's because they value it, and they value it because they find you attractive. Watch for people trying to get you to notice them. Do they position themselves where you'll see them? Do they speak up more when you're present? Do they show off a bit? These are all signs they're trying to catch the attention of someone they find hot. Compare how people act around you versus how they act around others. If there's a notable difference in nervousness or effort level specifically with you, that's your answer. Think about who treats you normally versus who acts differently. The people who are totally comfortable are probably either not attracted to your gender, already in relationships, or very confident. But if you notice a pattern of people getting nervous, that's about your attractiveness. Here's what most people get wrong. They interpret nervousness as negativity. They think they're doing something wrong or that they're unapproachable. But actually, making people nervous just by existing is a sign of being exceptionally attractive. Average-looking people don't create that response. If people regularly seem nervous around you, if they act differently with you than with others, if they seem to try harder to impress you, it's because you're hot. Your appearance is affecting them, and they're responding to attraction with nervous energy. We're at sign 2. Stay with me, because sign 3 is about something that happens constantly but you've been dismissing. Sign 3, you receive compliments regularly but dismiss them as people just being nice. You're going through life and something happens frequently. People compliment you. Maybe it's about your eyes. Maybe it's about your smile. Maybe it's about your hair, your style, your overall look. Maybe strangers compliment you. Maybe friends do. Maybe it's people at work or in your social circles. The compliments come regularly from different people in different contexts, and every single time, you dismiss it. You think they're just being nice. You assume they say this to everyone. You convince yourself they're exaggerating or lying to make you feel good. But here's what's really happening. People are telling you the truth. They genuinely find you attractive, and they're letting you know. When multiple people across different contexts are complimenting your appearance, they're not lying. They're not all just being nice. They're reacting to the objective reality that you're hot. Here's the psychology. Most people don't give compliments they don't mean, especially about appearance. Complimenting someone's looks requires noticing them, finding them attractive enough to comment on, and being willing to vocalize that. People don't go through that process for people they find average. They do it for people they find genuinely attractive. Think about the frequency. How often do you receive appearance-based compliments? Once a month? Once a week? Multiple times a week? The frequency tells you how noticeable your attractiveness is to others. Pay attention to who's complimenting you. Is it just people who know you well or strangers too? Strangers have no reason to lie to make you feel good. If strangers are complimenting your appearance, they're being honest about what they see. Notice what specifically gets complimented. Is it always the same feature that might be your standout attractive feature? Is it various things that means your overall attractiveness is what people are responding to? Watch for the context of compliments. Do they come out of nowhere? Do people seem to feel compelled to tell you? Unprompted compliments are the most genuine because the person felt strongly enough to speak up without being asked. Compare how often you get complimented versus how often others around you do. If you're getting noticeably more appearance compliments than friends or colleagues, that difference is telling. Think about how people deliver the compliments. Do they seem genuine? Do they seem slightly nervous giving them? Do they seem like they've been wanting to say it? The delivery often reveals the sincerity. Here's what most people do wrong. They hear compliments and immediately dismiss them. They think they don't really mean it, or they're just being polite. But you need to ask yourself, if multiple people are telling you the same thing about your appearance, why are you the only one who doesn't believe it? If you're regularly receiving compliments about your appearance from different people in different contexts, especially unprompted compliments, you're hot. People are telling you. The question is why you're not listening. All right, we're at sign 3. Don't leave yet because signs 4 and 5 are where things get really eye-opening. Sign 4 is about something that happens in social situations. Sign 4. You get attention in social settings without trying, and you think it's for other reasons. You're at parties, social events, gatherings, or just out in public, and something consistently happens. People gravitate toward you. Conversations seem to form around you. People seek you out to talk. You get approached more than others. You receive more eye contact, more smiles, more engagement, and this happens even when you're not trying to be the center of attention, even when you're just being yourself. You probably attribute this to your personality, your sense of humor, your social skills, or just luck. You think it has nothing to do with how you look. But here's what's really happening. Your physical attractiveness is opening doors. People are drawn to you initially because of how you look, and then they stay for your personality. Your appearance is getting you the initial attention that allows people to discover everything else about you. Here's the psychology. Humans are visual creatures. In social settings, we notice attractive people first. We're more likely to approach them, talk to them, include them. Physical attractiveness creates a halo effect where people assume you're also interesting, fun, and worth getting to know. Your looks are giving you social advantages you don't even realize you have. Think about patterns in social situations. Are you frequently approached by people wanting to talk? Do strangers start conversations with you more than with others? Do people seem eager to include you in groups or activities? Pay attention to who seeks you out. Is it just one type of person or various types? If diverse people are drawn to you socially, your attractiveness is broad-based and undeniable. Notice the speed of social acceptance. Do you find it relatively easy to be included in new social groups? Do people warm up to you quickly? Physical attractiveness makes social integration faster and easier. Watch for preferential treatment in social contexts. Do bartenders serve you faster? Do people make space for you? Do you get invited to things more easily? These small advantages add up and reveal how your appearance affects how others treat you. Compare your social experiences to those of friends. If you notice you get approached more, included more easily, or receive more positive attention, that difference is often about physical attractiveness. Think about times when you've entered a space and felt eyes on you. That initial attention is often appearance-based, even if subsequent interaction is personality-based. Here's what most attractive people don't realize. They think their social success is entirely about their personality, but the reality is that their appearance gets them the opportunity to show their personality. Less attractive people often have great personalities too, but they don't get the same initial attention and opportunities. If you consistently receive social attention without trying, if people approach you and seek you out in social settings, if you find social integration relatively easy, part of that is because you're hot. Your appearance is creating advantages you're not giving yourself credit for. We're at sign 4, and this is where I tell you that sign 5 is the big one. This is the sign that proves you're not just attractive, you're intimidatingly hot. Pay close attention. Sign on. 5. People assume you're taken, successful, or confident, and you wonder why they think that. This final sign is the most powerful and often the most surprising. People make assumptions about you without knowing anything about your actual life. They assume you're in a relationship. They assume you're successful. They assume you're confident. They assume you have lots of options. They treat you like someone who has it all together, and when you correct them, they seem surprised. Maybe people are shocked when you say you're single. Maybe they express disbelief that you're not dating someone. Maybe they assume you have a great career or social life. Maybe they treat you like someone who's used to getting what they want. You probably think these assumptions are random or based on how you carry yourself. But here's what's really happening. People are making these assumptions based on your appearance. They see someone hot and their brain automatically fills in the rest. Attractive people must be taken. Attractive people must be successful. Attractive people must be confident. These assumptions are the halo effect of your physical attractiveness. Here's the psychology. We have unconscious biases that associate physical attractiveness with other positive traits. When we see someone hot, we automatically assume they're successful, confident, popular, and taken. This is called the beauty premium, and it's well documented. People literally see attractive individuals and assume their entire life matches their appearance. Think about assumptions people make about you. Are you frequently asked if you're in a relationship as if the answer is obviously yes? Do people seem surprised when you express insecurity or uncertainty? Do they treat you like you should have your pick of partners or opportunities? Pay attention to how people approach you romantically. Do they seem hesitant, as if they assume you're out of their league or already taken? Do they seem surprised you're available or interested? Notice if people express shock at your relationship status. Wait, you're single? Or how are you not taken? Are direct statements about them assuming your attractiveness means you must be in a relationship. Watch for people treating you as if you're already successful or popular before knowing anything about you. Do they seem to assume you're living a great life? These assumptions are based on your appearance, creating a halo effect. Compare how people treat you versus how they treat others. If you notice you're given more benefit of the doubt, more assumptions of competence, more initial respect, that's often appearance-based. Think about times people have told you you're intimidating. Often, when attractive people are called intimidating, it's because others assume they're too good-looking to be approachable or interested in average people. Here's what makes this sign absolutely definitive. These assumptions only happen to people who are notably attractive. Average-looking people don't get asked constantly why they're single or have people assume they must have it all together. When strangers see you and immediately assume you're living a great life, it's because your appearance is exceptional enough to trigger those assumptions. If people regularly assume you're in a relationship, successful or confident based on appearance alone, if they seem surprised by any struggles or availability, if they treat you like someone who has lots of options, you're not just attractive. You're hot enough that people make sweeping positive assumptions about your entire life based on your looks. So, what does all of this mean for you? You now understand the 5 signs that you're hotter than you realize. 1. People do double takes when they see you. 2. People get nervous or act differently around you. 3. You receive compliments regularly but dismiss them. 4. You get attention in social settings without trying. 5. People assume you're taken, successful, or confident. Here's the key question. How many of these signs apply to you? If it's 3 or more, you're significantly more attractive than you've been believing. If it's all 5, you're not just attractive, you're exceptionally hot, and your insecurities have been lying to you. But here's what you absolutely need to do with this information. Stop dismissing the evidence. When multiple signs are present, the conclusion is undeniable. You're attractive. Accept it. Start recognizing your advantages. Physical attractiveness creates real benefits in life. Acknowledge them instead of attributing everything to other factors. Work on internal confidence to match external reality. Your appearance is working for you. Now your mindset needs to catch up. Stop comparing yourself to unrealistic standards. You're not competing with photoshopped models and actors. You're being compared to real people in real life. And by those standards, you're hot. The bottom line, you're hotter than you think. Significantly hotter. The evidence is all around you, but you've been dismissing it, rationalizing it away, or simply not seeing it because your internal self-image doesn't match external reality. People are treating you like you're attractive because you are attractive. The double takes, the nervousness, the compliments, the attention, the assumptions, these aren't coincidences. They're consistent responses to your physical appearance. Stop letting insecurity blind you to reality. Stop dismissing every sign as meaningless or coincidental. Stop thinking everyone else is wrong and you're the only one seeing the truth. The truth is what everyone else sees. You're hot. You're attractive. You're the kind of person who makes others do double takes and get nervous. The signs are all there. Everyone around you already knows it. The only person who doesn't believe it is you. Now, the only question is, are you going to keep living in denial? Or are you finally going to accept what everyone else already sees? You're hotter than you realize. It's time you started believing it.